Hi everybody, welcome to my health and happiness channel. So let's get right on into this second part of my Iceland trip. Geysers, waterfalls, lava caves, and my views on Iceland. Did I love it? Did I not love it? And I'm going to be showing that at the end of this video. So stay tuned to see about my feelings on Iceland at the end. And food! Now we're about to go into a lava cave. So I'm going to show you what this lava cave actually looks like.
We're going to be walking roughly 600 meters into the cave. And yeah, the sort of walk in the cave is going to be nice and easy. Here at the Golden Circle. It is so windy up here at the Golden Circle that it's hard for me to even take a photo because I can't use my tripod because it is blowing away. But this is me over here at the Golden Circle. It is really pretty and beautiful, but it is hella windy. Okay. Alright, so I am actually back. Now I'm actually walking towards the actual tour guide's bus so that I can get back on it. It is hella cold out here and your girl don't got time for this. My hands feel like literally I'm getting frostbite. So now we are at Golfus waterfall and I'm gonna show you how beautiful it is. So now I'm gonna show y'all some Icelandic horses. They are super pretty. Now we are over here where I'm going to show you some geysers. They get really hot, 80 to 100 degrees Celsius, so you're not allowed to touch them or your finger could burn off. Right. So now your girl needs to go and get something to eat. So I'm gonna go into the geyser center, get something to eat. And I'm getting myself something to eat. I just went to Fuego the second time, and now I'm at another place called Mai Tai, I believe that's what it's called. So we'll see how this food is. Okay, so I am back. You see my earrings? Aren't they cute? Anyway, I'm ready for the Northern Lights. And I've been looking at the ISO on my camera and all these other settings so that it works. And based on what people have been saying is that you have to have your camera on time lapse. Just let it sit there for like 30 minutes while it takes these pictures. So I'm about to get the settings on my camera situated and just pray for the best. But yeah, I hope I see these Northern Lights and I'm gonna share them. I hope you're enjoying everything so far. And like I said again, I'm gonna keep putting the plug in for Kara Loves Travels until you actually go and follow it. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day. While you watch this video, I want you to click below at the description box and look to see my free 10-page ebook on everything you need to know about Iceland, as well as my blog about Iceland and my time there. And don't forget to watch the next video, which will be about
Icelandic men and my date with Icelandic men.
So I am finally leaving Iceland, and it has been bittersweet. So I will be back one day.
Okay, so let's get right on into it. I would definitely suggest Iceland as a solo traveler, or if you're coming with a friend, or if you're coming in a group or as a couple. Iceland is definitely a trip that you definitely have to plan in advance. I had about 2 to 3 months to plan my actual trip. And something that you should know, please book all of your tours ahead of time, because they do get packed and sold out quickly. In 1 month that I booked all of my tours, they were all sold out. Yes, or almost all sold out in the month before I left that I was booking them. Yes, and this was me booking them 1 month in advance. Okay, I would suggest that you come to see the Northern Lights when it is winter time. February is a good time. February, March is a good time. There's more daylight hours to do other tours, but at the same time, you know, the Northern Lights seem to appear more in those months. So I would definitely recommend, maybe if you want to do January, I would say February or March to come to see the Northern Lights. But if you want more sunlight, February and March. Next thing I would say, please do adventurous activities while you are here. I love adventure. Snowmobiling was amazing in Iceland. I will say this, that in Iceland, be prepared for your tours to be canceled. In the winter time, a lot of tours tend to be canceled in Iceland due to inclement weather. It's beyond their control. If it is snowing too much, they will be canceled. So while I was in Iceland, I had one partial tour canceled or switched and modified, and one tour canceled. I was supposed to go ice climbing, but I was unable to do that because it was canceled. And they tell you like the day before or the night before. And then I was also told the morning of one of my tours that actually it had been modified, and that instead, I was told instead that we would go snowmobiling for 2 hours opposed to 1 hour, and then also like 1 hour touring an ice cave. So thing to note, when it's a natural ice cave and something is wrong with the weather, they will shut down that portion of the trip. So instead, I was snowmobiling longer, so I didn't get the money back for the ice cave. So I instead had to book another ice cave tour, and I added on a lava cave tour for the next day because I didn't have anything to do that day. It was like a free day for me, but instead I had to pack it with an actual tour because the day that I was supposed to have a tour, I didn't have one, so that was my free day instead. So I did that instead, and it was really nice. I went to an ice cave that was an actual, not a natural ice cave, but it was a man-made ice cave, but those ones are open longer, plus they're called temperate caves. So they're just handled in the sense that you can usually go to those when it is actually inclement weather, because you don't have to worry about the entrance being closed or something like that, or being unstable. So caves that are naturally made ice caves, they tend to be more unstable, and they're not as safe for travelers that are coming if the weather is poor. So when I say poor, meaning the weather is not good. So that's what happened with me. So I went to an actual temperate cave, and it was still gorgeously beautiful. It was something that I could not experience unless I'm there. So if you ever get a chance to go to Iceland, please go to an ice cave. I don't care if it's a man-made or if it's natural. They're just beautiful. And I was actually able to walk on a glacier, y'all. Like I walked on, your girl walked on a glacier. It was just, how can I say, it felt magical. Like me being in Iceland by myself, it felt magical. I never once felt like I was alone ever in Iceland. The first day I arrived, I went to the Blue Lagoon, and it was late, y'all. It was late. When I say late, meaning like, it was not late, it was early in the morning. I got there at 6 a.m. in the morning. It was still dark.
I am actually at the Blue Lagoon here in Iceland, and I'm actually walking to get in this water. It is dark. It is about 8, let's say like 8:15 a.m. and the sun is not up yet, and it is February 17, 2020.
And I just remember people coming up to me and talking to me. There was a girl that came up to me from actually Long Island. I remember you, Michelle. She came up to me and she started talking to me with her and her daughters, and I just felt instantly at home. There was another group of girls that I was taking photos of them just because they was having a hard time while I was taking my own photos of myself, you know. So I was taking my own photos, and these girls were like taking photos in a group, and I was just like, oh, it's so nice to see a group of girls, you know. And I was just by myself. I was by myself the whole entire time, and nobody bothered me. And I remember leaving, and I started talking to a girl that was there by herself too as well. And it was just cool. Like, I met a lot of people that was from the US, a lot of people that was from New York. And when I went to go see when I went to the ice cave tour, I met a woman there that was actually there with her son from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and she was from Brooklyn. So we were talking, and it's like I just met a lot of like New Yorkers for some reason. I don't know why, but I did. And people were just nice and friendly. So people were talking to me nonstop on all these tours. I guess because I was by myself, and they wanted to know why I was in Iceland, why was I there by myself, and it was fine. Like, I just had a great time talking to people. So that was pretty much it. And I even had a great time going on dates with guys. Even though they were interesting experiences, not all of them were great, I still had a great time meeting people of different cultures, which I really like to do. You know, one day I'm gonna find a guy for me. But until then, I do like going dating wherever that I travel to. And I'm creating a dating app. So it's nice to see what men are like around the world. So with that being said, the food, now unfortunately I did not try any Icelandic food. I did try some snacks which I brought back with me, but I'm just really a picky eater, and the foods that I personally love, I love Mexican food, and I love Thai food, and I love Asian fusion. Of course I love Caribbean food because my family is from Barbados, so I love West Indian food, meaning Caribbean food. So that's just me. And you know, I do love a lot of food that is like Puerto Rican, Dominican dishes, because I grew up in a community with a lot of Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. So for me, that's the kind of foods that I like to eat. I did research a lot of Icelandic food ahead of time. I know they have like, I think like a lamb soup. I don't eat any lamb. I do like to eat horse meat. I'm not interested in that. There's some other foods that they eat, and there's something like an Icelandic kind of yogurt, but I don't like any dairy. So for me, I just didn't try any of the food because I know that I'm really picky, and I had like a limited amount of time to eat after all of my tours. So I just wanted to eat stuff that I knew that I would definitely like instead of trying something new. But I would suggest that you try Icelandic food if you are here in Iceland. And I know the soup is really infamous, so try the soup. And they have like a hot dog that everybody likes to eat, but I don't eat any beef. So I would say definitely try that if you are here in Iceland. It's definitely good to sample the food in a place where you go. I did not get to sample the nightlife because I was so tired after my tours. I only went to see that one bar with Michael, and the bar in of course my hotel. So I would definitely say if you can go to the nightlife, go ahead. One place that I know is suggested is Pre-Kid. A lot of people suggest that you go there if you like hip-hop music, which I do love, but I didn't get a chance to go. But I did see it from some other vlogging videos that they play a lot of hip-hop music. So I would suggest going to Pre-Kid and just going to see the nightlife if you are someone that loves dancing like I do. Yeah, so just try different types of restaurants, foods. Be adventurous. Definitely try an Icelandic swimming pool because, like I said, that's something that Icelandic people do after work to relax. Instead of going to rooftops and bars like they do here in the United States, they tend to go to swimming pools after work to actually relax. So try and go to a swimming pool that is not like a really known one in terms of like tourists, you know. So the Blue Lagoon was beautiful though. I loved the Blue Lagoon. I'm not even gonna lie, like it was amazing. And the Secret Lagoon was really amazing as well too. So try that. Go to the waterfalls. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I would love to see Iceland in the summertime, but it was amazing in the winter, and it doesn't get that cold. Like, it doesn't get lower than 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what I use here in the US, but 0 degrees Celsius in Iceland. And the wind is what you have to worry about, like 10 to 25 miles per hour wind on a normal day in the winter. If you have a good day, which I have most of the time, it's like 10 miles per hour. But on a bad day, it's like 25 miles, and you can even exceed that. So that's where the coolness or the cold will come in. But for the most part, if you have like 1 or 2 layers on underneath your clothing, you're fine. I was fine with all of the clothes that I wore, you know, and I'll show y'all what the clothes were that I did wear when I was in Iceland. So that's pretty much all I have to say. If you have any information for me or any questions for me, just put it below as a comment. But would you come to Iceland? Bye, everybody.